Who here hasn't been to Comedy Bandits before? Okay, that is not a very good return rate, is it? I'm glad to see so many new faces here. Hi, guys.
Okay, so I set up Comedy Bandits in January of 2022. So it was just as we were kind of coming out of the pandemic and things were opening up a little bit. And I had originally started stand-up in 2019, and then there was the pandemic and everything shut down. And then whenever things were coming back, a lot of the old comedy nights had kind of gone away or become more, for want of a better word, exclusive. Like they were kind of turning pro, and then more experienced comedians were getting spots. But that meant that everybody who was kind of like newer or like at our kind of level, there wasn't really anywhere for us to perform. And I missed some of the other nights that had gone, so I thought I'm just gonna set up my own night and try and create a space for new performers to try stuff out again.
Would you say the London scene is overpopulated, as it often gets described, or what have you found?
I think that's a fair assumption that it's overpopulated. I mean, there's millions of people living in London. There's millions of people who come to London specifically for the arts, and there's a large majority of that that's specifically for comedy.
I mean, there's so many different shows for different levels of comedians. Like there are gigs that are going on tonight that I don't have no idea that are going on, and they're like private members and that kind of thing, and corporate gigs and that kind of thing. So there's different levels. I don't think it's as overpopulated as people think it is. Maybe after the pandemic, because so many people have been locked inside and they want to go out and do comedy. I don't really think it's that oversaturated.
Yeah, I suppose it is. I mean, I have to assume there's more open mic comedians in London than other cities in the country or other counties in the country, just by the nature of it being the capital, right? And and there are so many gigs here. Like a lot of comedians, a lot of aspiring comedians will move to London. So yeah, there is a lot of people, but you do seem to see the same faces over and over again.
Not a misconception, but people see it as that you need to be confident to be a stand-up, and that is like an inherent quality. Do you think that's true, or?
I mean, I think I don't know about need to be confident. You probably are confident to an extent if you've decided in the first place to actually get up on stage and do it.
You have to be confident enough so that a bad gig doesn't break your ego into pieces, and you have to be confident enough to know that you can do better the next time, because it's a lot of telling yourself that it's not the end of the world, because it is such a revealing thing. And I think in the sense that you go up on stage, and I've seen it go badly for people who I know are good, and I feel for them because I know they can do better, and I imagine you go home and you feel like you've done terribly.
So I actually don't agree it's about confidence. I think it's courage. So there's a difference between confidence and courage. Confidence is something you just think that you kind of feel that you can do something and you go for it and you just are, and you feel okay doing it. But courage is the thing where you do it even though you're, can I swear? Yeah. You do it even though you're shit scared.
And how would you describe the feeling that stand-up gives you? Like what keeps you coming back to wanting to do it?
I kind of just hate myself. This sounds bad, but I don't know. It's the thing where it's I know that I'm kind of good at this, so I can try and I want to see how far I can go.
So I think for me, I know that I'm wanting a career in it. So probably a little bit of pressure that I put on myself. On stage, when it works, proud. It's like anything. It's if you bake a cake for your mum and she says it's nice, it's oh great, I'm gonna bake another cake. It's exactly the same feeling. There's literally no difference to it. So yeah, proud, a little bit smug as well when it goes well, because it's it's quite maybe narcissistic isn't the right word, but the feeling of people laughing at you, that's quite being the centre of attention.
Have you found the Bandits to be particularly welcoming at this gig?
Yeah, I had a really good time. I had 2 gigs. I live pretty locally, so I was trying to get a gig. They do a little form, and you have to tick the dates you're available, and then if you're lucky, you get it. If you're not lucky, you don't. So it was really fun. The first time I came here, and like 10 of my friends came. So it was like, obviously people who already find me funny were in the audience. So maybe I'm biased. Maybe I'm just like, it's the best gig ever.
This room that we're in, it's a bringer night, but it's really nice. It's really friendly, and they get a real audience in, so it's kind of split, and it can kind of help comedians like work through new stuff, do their old but gold material, and then like have just an overall really nice like environment. I mean, bringer gigs have like existed for like 30, 40 years. It's like it's not a new thing that it's like, I mean, I guess it's maybe like frustrating if you don't have any friends, but I don't think it's that big of a deal, especially if you're starting out.
How did it come about with choosing, obviously, this room above the Railway Tavern to be its home?
I live near here, so
Yeah.
I was like, because when you do comedy, you have to walk around a lot of different like pubs, and you have to travel all over London, and you end up spending a lot of money. And honestly, I was like, if I'm going to run a night, I need to find a bar which is near to my house.
I have had Clapham brought up quite a few times with some of the comedians living close, and obviously with you living close. Do you think Clapham's becoming a bit of a hub then for comedy possibly, or is it more with South East London maybe, or South West London?
It's good, I think that there is a lot more comedy in like South London than there used to be. Like obviously I mentioned Vauxhall earlier. I should say Vauxhall is like a good club, and I would recommend you going, but that's nearby. Then there's this place. Then I think Vauxhall are also, they might have just renamed themselves Big Belly Comedy, but I think they're also opening a night in Peckham as well. And it feels like with that sort of stuff happening, there's more and more stuff going on in South London, which is good because I think before there was more stuff in North London. So it's nice to kind of feel like there's starting to be maybe like a little bit of a hub, and that we can be part of that as well.